Now, here at BAS Part Sales over the last few weeks, we have been incredibly busy. We shipped most of our mechanics off to work on the 737, and they brought home truckloads of 737-800 parts that are currently being prepped for listing on our store. Our mechanics here in the piston shop also went on that trip, so we brought lots of airplanes in the hangar when they came home to turn out lots of inventory that we know you'll need. But I didn't have time to come film all the stuff that was in the hangar. So here I am on a Sunday, and it's quiet. It's a little eerie in here with no mechanic noise going on in the background. I even bribed my daughter to come in today and help me film some of these videos, because we know that once you see the airplanes we're working on, we can help you get back in the air because we have the parts you need. So I apologize for my hat and t-shirt, but I am here on my off day just to make sure that you can see what we're doing and we can help you get back in the air. So let's talk about what we're working on. So this week at the piston hangar, we have quite a unique lineup of aircraft. We have a very trusted twin pressurized Traveler. We have one of the most ubiquitous trainers in general aviation ever. And we have the very interesting push-pull mechanism of a very unique airframe that has served lots of missions over its lifetime. Let's dive into what we're working on. You can see what we have, so you know how we can help you get back in the air. If you need something for one of these airplanes, call us quickly. BAS Part Sales is here to help you get back in the air. Let's go dive in. So we'll start this week with our Piper PA-28-151 Cherokee Warrior. Now, this aircraft sits right at the heart of the Cherokee family of airplanes, and it quietly became one of the most important training aircraft ever produced in general aviation. They produced them in such numbers, and it was such a simple and forgiving airplane to learn how to fly in, that if you've been on a general aviation airport almost anywhere, you've probably seen this aircraft sitting on the tarmac. Now, this one has an interesting story. It's the end of a domino effect of another aircraft having a rough landing. That rough landing leads to a couple of impacts, and down the line somewhere, an airplane ran into this one, sitting on the tarmac, unmanned, minding its own business. It lands here in the BAS Part Sales Disassembly hangar so that we can recover all of the parts that will help the rest of the Cherokee Warrior family stay in the air. So a weird string of events leads this aircraft here, but it's here to help you keep your Warrior in the air, and we're going to get lots of good things from this airplane.
We're recovering a strong list of components, including a Lycoming 0320 32D engine with a Lycon 160 horsepower STC and no prop strike, a Cessna fixed pitch propeller, a Garmin GTX 327 transponder, U Avionics tail beacon ADS-B, dual brake pedals, carbon fiber spinner bulkhead, new style control yokes, dual Narco MK12D navcoms, PAI 700 compass, rosin visors, updated torque links, and Cleveland wheels and brakes.
Now, with the size of the Cherokee Warrior fleet, a lot of these parts are going to be in high demand. If you see what you need, call us quickly. Now, next up this week, we have a Cessna Chancellor. This is the Cessna 414. Now, when this aircraft came to market in the 1960s, it filled a very specific need. It gave pilots and aircraft owners the ability to fly further, to fly higher, and far more comfortably than they could in anything else on the market at the time without stepping into a turbine aircraft platform. Now, this aircraft is pressurized, its twin engines are turbocharged, and it comes with all sorts of creature comforts that make it a great airplane to fly cross country. This aircraft, in a lot of ways, it changed general aviation in a very positive way. It gave pilots and aircraft owners the ability to go coast to coast in an aircraft that they own without having to go learn all these new skills to fly a turbine platform airplane. So this guy comes to us as a fantastic parts donor, and it has a massive list of inventory that will be available to 414 owners everywhere. If you see something in this list that you need, please call us soon, because these aircraft don't hit our shop floor very often, and when they do, the high demand parts go quickly.
We're recovering Ram V2 Continental TSIO 520 NV engines, dual Hartzell 3-blade propellers, an S-Tech 55X autopilot, Garmin GTX 335 ADS-B transponder, a Garmin GNS 530W WAAS GPS Navcom, and a King KX155 Navcom.
Now, you know, if you're maintaining a Cessna 414, those piston, twin engine, pressurized aircraft, they can be difficult sometimes. If you need something, we might have it. Call us. We'll do everything in our power to help you get back in the air. Now, rounding out the brief this week is this Cessna Skymaster. This is a T337G. It's one of the most uncommon and most distinguishable airframes in all of general aviation. This is that weird airplane with an engine in the front and an engine in the rear. Now, the push-pull setup eliminated all of the asymmetrical thrust that made this aircraft usable in a very wide range of missions for many, many decades. Now, parts for this aircraft can be hard to source because there are less and less of these flying, but this one is a great parts donor. It had a few too many things in the annual inspection. The owner decided that it just wasn't worth the dollar, so it becomes a parts donor, and our mechanics are surgically disassembling it to make sure that every usable part will go back out into the 337 fleet and will help you keep your airplane flying for many, many years to come. Now, we all know this is a unique airplane, and we know that we're going to get lots of unique parts from it, and those parts will be available very soon. If you see something you need, call us quickly because you know the hard-to-find stuff goes fast.
We were covering a JPI EDM 960 engine monitoring system, an Avidyne IFD 440, dual Aspen EFD 1000 Max displays, PS Engineering PMA 800B audio panel, an ICOM IC A200 receiver, along with nose and main landing gear, gear actuators, power pack, steering bungee, and Cleveland wheels and brakes.
Now, you've seen this story many times. You know how BAS Part Sales is going to take care of these airplanes. We surgically disassemble them to make sure that every usable part ends up back in the fleet and not in a landfill. If you see something you need, call us. We are ready to help you get back in the air. And very soon, these parts will be online where you can shop our website, search by part number, search by make and model. You can buy it right on the store, no RFQ needed. Prices, shipping is all available right from our online checkout. So go to BASPartsales.com and let us help you get back in the air.